Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Today I wanted to talk to you about just feeling weary. I think it's something that most Christians have felt at some point in their journey. Everyone feels tired and weary at times. Do you feel sometimes like it's just too much? Like life is just too overwhelming. You don't know where to find that rest, to find that relief or that comfort. I think God knows. He knows that we're all going to feel like that at some point. It's just part of really to some degree just being human. But He knows that we're going to need that refreshment. We're going to need that renewal at times. I want to share with you Psalm 119. It says, "My soul is melting with sorrow. Strengthen me according to your word." The word melting, it's very interesting that that word is used, because melting refers to something that's, it's under pressure. And so it's really an accurate word, because that's how we feel sometimes. We feel so overwhelmed with whatever our circumstances at that time, whatever it is. It could be a sickness, it could be relationship problems, it could be just looking at the world around us and seeing how crazy things are sometimes. And there's not a whole lot of truth out there. Everything is just, it feels like a web of deception sometimes, where you're just trying to sift through, okay, what is true amongst all of this stuff that's not. And so we have our rest in Jesus. We have our rest in God. But we need to be reminded constantly to look to Him for that, because we're not going to find it anywhere in the world. You're just going to find confusion and chaos and the opposite of peace in the world. But I want to share some verses about rest with you today. I think most Christians are familiar with the Matthew verse of Matthew 11:28. It says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You will find rest for your soul." And then there's a reference in Hebrews that talks about, I personally love the book of Hebrews, because it really talks about the finished work that God did on the cross through Jesus, and how we're ceasing from our works. We're not, it says in Hebrews, we work to enter that rest. And that's really counterintuitive to how human beings are. Like we want to work for whatever it is that we're trying to get to. I guess in life, it's okay. You want to rest. Well, you got to put the work in. You got to work hard to get to that point where you can actually enjoy what it is that that rest comes only after that work. So it's really opposite of what the world tells us. But Hebrews is a great verse to go to, just to remember. We're fighting for that rest. It's not something in this world. We're not going to have rest. So it's really taking that time just to come to God and seeking His presence and what He has to say on a situation. Everything needs to be brought to Him as far as direction in our lives. And lastly, there's Psalm 23. It says, "He makes me lie in green pastures. He leads me to still waters. He restores my soul." I love the imagery there. That's just, it just makes you want to take a deep breath. This beautiful green pasture and just peace around you. And that's what He will give us. But we really do have to make a daily practice, not that we're doing anything, but just to seek His presence, because He's the only thing that will give us peace. It's just nothing in this world. So I hope that you're able to find some rest by seeking Him in the scriptures today. And I hope you're able to get some physical rest as well too, because I know most of us are, we're working hard. We're doing. We're so busy in our lives, and we're paying attention to all these other things. And it really does pay to spend time in scripture with Him. So anyway, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Bye.